Hello and welcome to the 12 noon live 50-20 IS today, and the Indian team will be hoping to avoid a clean sweep, yet another one after facing a 2-0 whitewash against the Ireland team. So let's see what happens today. In the game, a lot of talks around the Indian team, a lot of criticism going on regards to the players and the coaching staff. So the topic of today's discussion will be whether Indian team can make any changes to the playing 11 and what is the future of the T20I side, this particular T20I side. Of course, Harshit Rana and Varun Chakravarti are out due to hamstring injuries, so the Indian team will be without the two bowlers. So let's start this debate. Shamikda, your views on the 50-20 and opportunity for the Indian team to at least avoid a clean sweep. Harry Brook was very confident that the entire England team was eyeing a whitewash against the world number one side. And if India lose today, they will lose out on the number one spot in the ICC rankings as well. There's a lot of talks around the Olympic positioning as well, the qualification as well. 31st December is the final deadline as to when the Indian team will have to maintain their numero uno status, number one status in the Asian rankings to get that automatic qualification for that LA spot. So a lot of talks around the T20I side suddenly, even though this is not the priority format at the moment. Shamikda, Sanju Samson is the talk of the town, expecting him to feature in the 11, considering Ishan Kishan has not had a really good series with the bat, at least since that T20 World Cup.
Shubhan, a few issues. First of all, even if India wins today, it will not atone for the fact that this tour has gone very badly for the team. I mean, that will be a consolation. Yes, they will stave off the whitewash. But beyond that, I'm not too concerned about this number one ranking because the next tour is in Zimbabwe and India will regain that. So I'm not very concerned.
Will they regain that? It's a B or C team of the Indian team. A new look bowling attack. I'm not too
But the
sure
batting
Zimbabwe
core
will
is there.
come pretty hard.
But the batting core is there, so I have full faith in this team to conquer Zimbabwe. I have absolute faith in this team to conquer Zimbabwe. But that is on a lighter note.
Plus,
You
Gambhir
spoke
will
about.
also not be there. It will be under VVS Lakshman. So, uh,
I have an
let
opinion for that which I cannot express. But yes, uh, always the very side of VVS is very refreshing. VVS being the very side of VVS is very refreshing. But you raised another very important point. Harshit Rana and Varun Chakravarti, they were nursing injuries and they were cleared by the NCA, I mean the COE. And during the tour, once again they picked up the injuries. So there should be a question mark over their rehab and the recovery process. There has to be a question mark. Why? I mean, just after and why did they? I mean, in terms of Harshit Rana, we have been talking about giving him. I mean, the the template has always been testing a player after coming from a long injury layoff in domestic cricket. I know there is no domestic cricket, but this was not a. I mean, this was not a marquee in the sense that this was not a make or break T20 series. So, did they hurry in terms of their recovery? That question needs to be asked. Now, coming to your question about Ishan Kishan, and once again, it could be Ishan Kishan. And there is a school of thought whether Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the way, I mean, see, Jofra Archer has exposed his shortcomings against the short ball on pitches where it bounces above waist. So, and also in turn, Jofra Archer has given other fast bowlers a template how to go against his Rajasthan Royals, how to go against Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So that is one thing. Now, could be a school of thought that take him, this guy is a kid, and take him out from the line of fire. Because one more failure, and that could be that might have a psychological effect. So, but then again, that would be treating someone as a kid clubs irrespective of his age. Now he is there because he is good enough. The selectors felt that he is good enough. The team management felt that he is good enough. I think there is a proper conversation. Obviously, there is a conversation between Vaibhav Suryavanshi and the team management and the number of games he would be given. But Sanju Samson, I have been calling for this to bring him back because even without dropping Tilak Verma should be put under the scanner as well. Sanju Samson can bat at number three. In that case, Shreyash can bat at number five, and Shreyash in the past have batted at number five, so he can do that. Let's see what happens, and the form logic should apply to everyone. When Gautam Gambhir said that sometimes we have to go with the form, and 5-0 and 1, that was the scores for Sanju Samson. And after that, 4 months after winning the player of the tournament at the T20 World Cup, he was dropped. Then the form logic should apply to everyone, be it Ishan Kishan, be it Tilak Verma. So otherwise, it will reek of double standards. I think they will make certain changes, but once again, it is done and dusted. I'm eagerly waiting for this review meeting where heads will not roll. That we know, heads will not roll. But I expect some tough questions to be asked.
Tough question must be asked, and especially after this kind of a show where this team has looked clueless whether with the bat, whether with the ball, and on the field as well. So many catches dropped in this entire series. Bharat, expecting any changes in the playing 11? You expect Sanju Samson to come back into the playing 11?
Yeah, ideally they should give him one more chance, Sanju Samson. But see, they have given this 15-year-old youngster three chances. So there is a gut feeling inside me that as they have given him three chances, they would give him one more opportunity, because obviously it's a consolation game as well. For both the side, for Indian side, it's basically they're playing for pride. Obviously, England are playing for their world number one ranking, but for the Indian side, it's more about playing for pride. In that sense, why not give Vaibhav Suryavanshi one more opportunity? If he clicks, then it would do him wonders, because he would then think that in international cricket, in slightly different conditions, I can go and score 40 or 50. So basically, what has happened is I think there are too many options for top of the order slots. In that sense, somewhere Sanju Samson kind of missed out. See what happens here is, if Sanju Samson had kept playing the second match, third match, if he had failed, then also the Indian think tank would have been absolutely thrashed. That why are you not giving Vaibhav Suryavanshi a chance? That Sanju Samson now misses out, then also they will get thrashed. So either way, I think they would have got thrashed. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to any kind of tactical changes they would do in terms of how they can counter England's tall pace trio if both of them, Jofra Archer and Josh Tong, play today. That is, I think, the main talking point. Will they again go back to that same old shots of trying to clear the front leg and smash it over mid wicket, or coming down the track and slashing it over point? I don't think it is working out here. So they have to make slightly, I think, tactical changes in terms of what kind of shots they can play in slightly tricky conditions. And going forward, maybe the Indian think tank has to look beyond this 15-member squad. Even think of Shubman Gill. I know as soon as you take up his name, a lot of them get angry. Uh, they will call you PR man, but still, because he plays that pull stroke quite well. So if there is someone else who can play the pull stroke quite well, I know if I take up KL Rahul's name as well, I will get a lot of criticism, because he's been tried before in T20s, didn't succeed. But India needs such kind of players. So I think that is the main talking point. Yes, there could be one or two changes. Hopefully, Sanju Samson will get in at someone's place. It could be even Ishan Kishan's place, because I think someone who was the player of the tournament just a few months ago, from his perspective, it doesn't look good. But I understand the selectors' point of view, the think tank's point of view, because if they had not picked Vaibhav Suryavanshi at some point, they would have been criticized even more for that as well.
Hmm. Shrishti, Sanju Samson, you expect him to play?
Today, I don't think so. I don't think that he will be given the chance in the playing 11, because again, like if the think tank would have thought about it in that way, that maybe they would have given him one more chance. Like he played three games, he must have played the fourth game as well. But when they gave the chance to Vaibhav Suryavanshi, I really don't think that they will like drop him from the playing 11 after three matches. They will surely, definitely will give him this match. But see that this match is a dead rubber game. England has already won the series. It's already done and dusted. So I really don't think that any change, like even if you bring in Sanju Samson, nothing will change. You can just win this game. Like in that way, if we talk about it, you can just win this game. Apart from that, you have already lost the series. And when you have already lost the series, and series is not like under the scanner but online or something like that, I don't think there are any sort of changes which can be done. And about Sanju Samson, the thing is that we have, I think, since 2015 everybody's watching him, and he is a bit of inconsistent. With all regards, with all due respect to him, what he did in the T20 World Cup, obviously, like without his knocks, I don't think India would have won the third T20 World Cup. With all respect to all the knocks he have played, all the centuries he have made, all respect to them, he has been inconsistent. He'll score runs for 4 5 games, or chalo 6 games. After that, his form will dip, and he will be unable to score runs for a lot of games after that, and then he will be dropped, then he'll come back. I have repeated the same thing again, uh, in the last few shows as well, that this thing happens. And I think that's the main reason that why Sanju Samson is like rested. I would use the word rested more, rested or like whatsoever from the squad or from the 11. That's the main reason. But yeah, to answer your question, I really don't think that this is a, again, dead rubber game. I really don't think that they will make any changes in today's 11. I think Vaibhav Suryavanshi will get another chance. Now, what happens next in the Zimbabwe series or whatsoever, we'll see what happens there, what kind of 11 and combination we can see in that particular side. But currently, I don't think there could be any changes. I think it would be the same 11, according to me.
Okay, okay. Shamikda, again, regarding Sanju Samson, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, and this opening top order combination, India dropped Sanju Samson from that Zimbabwe tour. They brought in a Prabhsimran Singh, who will be used as a backup opener and a backup wicket keeper as well. And now that if Vaibhav Suryavanshi fails in the fifth T20I as well, are you expecting him to play all the 3 matches against Zimbabwe, or do you feel there's a chance of Prabhsimran Singh also coming into the scene and get at least a couple of games in that Zimbabwe tour?
The first match obviously is, even if it fails today, even if it fails
Mm.
today, the first match in Zimbabwe obviously is, because I think, I mean, they have decided to give him a long run. They have decided to give him a long run to help him get into the groove, and that has been the thought process. They want to give him an extended stretch of matches. But once again, even for Vaibhav Suryavanshi also, we know that he is a special talent. Everybody knows that he is a special talent. But then there a line needs to be drawn. I mean, it cannot be the fact that he is just riding on his talent. He should be given chances after chances. He will have to perform. Gautam Gambhir says that international cricket, and it is not about international cricket, international sport is a results business. And in that, if we go by that, it cannot be the fact. And once again, Shubhan, I'm a bit old school. I'm always in favor of bringing someone into the T20 into the Indian team fold at least after a proper season in domestic cricket. If you go back to Sachin Tendulkar also, he scored those hundreds as a 15-year-old in domestic cricket, and after that he went to Pakistan. It is not that he was sort of fast tracked into that team, and we are talking about Sachin Tendulkar here. I think this, respecting the conditions, respecting IPL is one dimensional. You can hit Bumrah for a six over wide longer because the ball is not bouncing above west, and you can have plenty of time. But in domestic cricket, you play in different conditions. You develop your game. You start. You mature in a way that you bring on a plan B to your game. So I'm being an old school. I'm always in favor of giving someone, I mean, at least one proper domestic season before bringing him into the T20 setup. But I also agree with you. But after some time, if this continues, I still back Vaibhav Suryavanshi to score runs. I still back him to score runs. But if this continues, after a point of time, the team management of the selectors will have to draw a line, and that I expect him. Even if he fails today, I hope he score runs today. But yeah, hypothetically, if he fails today, I see him playing at least the first game against Zimbabwe, and there, if he fizzles, in that case, obviously, Simran Singh will come into the equation.
I mean, the selectors sometimes don't walk the talk. They're all the talks around domestic cricket. the importance of it.
In fact, Shubhan, I have a question for you because in that sense, this is my assumption. I don't know whether you'll agree or not. Of late, are the selectors or the selection process overall are getting a bit swayed by the narrative of social media? Because you know your cricket, you know
100%.
social media. So from that point of view, you are in a good position to give an answer.
100%. I think not only now, but in the past as well. I've numerous times felt it has been driven by social media and the pressure created on social media. Yes, at the same time, the players who have been called up in the team, they have been performing well. But uh, even when Surya Kumar Yadav got his debut for, call up maiden call up in the Indian T20I team, it was partly due to the social media narrative that he came into the setup against England. If I'm not wrong, it was England where he debuted
Yeah,
against
England.
Ahmedabad. Yeah, uh, and he was performing for a long time, not only for his IPL sides but for Mumbai as well. There was a patch where he was scoring runs in red ball cricket also for Mumbai. And I felt that the social media narrative, the social media pressure that was being created by the fans around Surya, it played a major role. And I have said this numerous times in our previous lives as well. A former selector jokingly once said me uh, about Sanju Samson कि उसको पिक भी करे तो गाली खाओ कि इनकंसिस्टेंट है, उसको पिक भी ना करो तो गाली खाओ क्योंकि उसका फैन बेस इतना बड़ा है, तो हम लोग जाए कहाँ. So that was a narrative by said by one of the former selectors. So social media, I feel, has always played a part, at least in the last 5, 6, 7 years, where some of the players have even gotten up their maiden call-ups or their debut caps due to the narrative which was being created by the certain fan bases on social media or by the media on social media or by the media through their media coverage. IPL has spoiled batsmen with road pitches. I agree. IPL road pitches. Yes, there's an entertainment factor, business factor. Everything is there, but 50, 52. Bharat, we saw 52-meter boundary this time around, right? In
Yeah,
one
that
of
is
the
that's.
matches.
I was just going to add that it's not just about pitches; it's also about the short boundaries. Because what happens with short boundaries when there is less bounce as well? One of the shots that I keep talking about, this cross-batted slog, that gives you more value than say pull stroke. So why would you want to go back to the net session and learn about pull stroke or cut stroke? You would rather play this cross-batted slog. So it has been a connecting point. It isn't just about the IPL. Even if you look at domestic cricket, Vijay Hazare Trophy, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, I watched a couple of games live from the stadium. Basically, Delhi's bowlers here at the center of excellence, they were down to becoming slower ball specialists. You are thinking about Ishan Sharma, you are thinking about Prince Yadav. There were three, four of them pretty good bowlers in that particular game from Delhi, and they were basically down to bowling slower balls, nothing else. Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, when Karnataka took on Gujarat or whoever, Gujarat scored 260, Karnataka scored 220, 230. So these things are seen even in domestic cricket. And then you suddenly see the Ranji Trophy, where you see a lot of grassy wickets, where the pitches are kind of staying low, and a 120 km per hour bowler suddenly looks like the Malcolm Marshall in 2026. So it is a strange phenomena where in domestic cricket, in listed cricket, Shahid Mushtaq Ali Trophy, you see a lot of flat pitches, and then suddenly you see a grassy wicket where the ball is moving around zigzag. So it's for the administrators to look at. Yes, in the world of IPL as well. Maybe it won't change in the world of IPL because, as you already noted about the entertainment factor, the only two tracks where I thought they were sporting tracks were the ones in Lucknow, where the ballers were getting some bounce out there, the 2026 IPL, and obviously at our Narendra Modi Stadium, where again there was a little bit of nip, where there was a little bit of bounce. People talked about Chinnaswamy Stadium being on the drier side in the 2026 IPL. I would say it's because of the scorching sun here in Bengaluru and because of the drainage system. I think a few things have changed after they kind of overhauled their drainage system. So other than that, yes, the pitches were flat, and as you noted, the boundaries also come into the equation. If you have 55 meters, 54 meters, or whatever it is, then you would basically try to slog it across the line. And unfortunately, one young player like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 15-year-old, it's been ingrained in the system to go for that cross-batted front leg, clear the front leg slog across the line. It's not helping him in conditions somewhere in Sena countries.
Hmm. Very true, very true. Sriti, do you feel there was some sort of lack of homework from the Indian team before heading to this tour? Did they take it slightly easier, especially the Ireland tour, followed by the England tour? Will get settled down, will play it, will defeat them. We are the number one T20I side. Did they take it easy, and was there a sense of complacency this time around in the Indian team? What do you feel?
I feel yes, because see, if you are struggling against the short ball, against the bouncy pitches, it's fine तब तक जब तक वो एक या दो मैच की बात हो. It's been 4 to 5 matches. Okay, one match was washed out. I'll leave that aside. But yeah, like still 6 matches you have, right? So from that 5, 6 matches, you are struggling the same way. You are struggling with the same short ball. The stats also I talked about 12 wickets in short ball. Indian batters versus the short ball 12 wickets, 12.8 average with the strike rate of 141. That's the stat till the fourth T20I. So if you are repeating the same mistakes again and again, you are struggling against the short ball. The thing Bharat is stating again and again that you are struggling to play a pull. Rohit Bhai also pointed that why are you not playing in the square? So these are the things, and I really feel that complacency must be because they have played IPL. I know the tracks are very different. I totally agree with that. And I'll be very honest and raw with you. I hate these 250 matches. I don't like these flat pitches at all. The pitches must help both the batters and bowlers. In the era which we have watched cricket, like 2012, 13, some sort of like that, we have seen that kind of pitches. Chepauk pitch was never an easy pitch. Teams used to struggle to chase 140, 150, but now how is the Chepauk pitch? So that's the thing. You have come here after you played the IPL and you were used to that. अच्छे से बल्ले पे गेंद आएगी एंड हम उड़ा देंगे, मारेंगे, हम हर गेंद को मारेंगे. That's the same thing they tried in both these series. I have noticed it very closely. They are trying the same thing again and again. The same thing. They think IPL में ऐसे हो गया, इंडिया की पिचेस ऐसी, so we will be able to do that also. But the thing is, if you're unable to do that, why not try something else? And if you say that the number one T20I team, the world champions, they don't know how to tackle a short ball, then I'm sorry, I don't have any words beyond it. If the number one T20I team is unable to tackle the short ball, it's not that they don't have the quality to tackle the short ball or any bouncy pitch or something like that. They have played a lot in Australia. They have played in England as well. And if you look at the upcoming series, the New Zealand series, sometimes there would be a South Africa series, it would be very much difficult for them if they're unable to play this bounce in this English soil. Then you just imagine what is going to happen in the New Zealand or in South Africa or any Sena countries which are remaining, in Australia as well. So that's the thing. I really feel they should work on that particular thing, because 5, 6 matches, the same thing. You're trying to hit and you're getting caught. You're trying to hit, you're getting caught, and again, every time. Every time. I'll leave Vaibhav Suryavanshi out of it because he just debuted, but other players as well. Apart from Abhishek Sharma, there is a lot of inconsistency. The middle order, if I use a Gen Z term here, the middle order is cooked for real because they're missing Hardik Pandya now. They're unable to build in partnerships, they're unable to accelerate the partnership without Hardik Pandya. So it's really cooked. Honestly, it is. It's been 5, 6 matches again and again the same thing. 34 runs partnership in which the player in the non-striker end is facing 16 balls and scoring 15 runs. Shivam Dube in last match facing 23 balls and scoring 22 runs. So the 35, 65, 53 partnerships which are happening, there's one batter who is playing with the strike rate of 95 or 100. So that's the thing. So you have to understand the thing that all World Cups are not held in India. You have to learn, you have to understand how to play in bouncy tracks, how to play in that like fasa hua kind of wicket, and also you're unable to play spin at your own home conditions. That's also another thing. If you remember, I will not say that that pitch was a typical spin pitch, but if you remember the T20 World Cup, India versus South Africa, Ahmedabad match, which India lost. That pitch was not easy. And what happened in that match? So that's the thing, they have to move out of the flat pitches. And in fact, the curators also, I think, I don't know what to say about it. They have to create some pitches so that the Indian team gets used to of the other kind of pitches as well. That will be my whole point of view. Shamik, they're smiling.
It's a catch-22 situation. You can't in IPL. The franchises will say we play only 7 matches at home, sometimes 4 and 3 for a few franchises, and they will say our state associations would want maximum people to come and enjoy the game. Why will we prepare a turner? Why will we prepare a slow pitch? So you can't really you can't force a franchisee to rest a Jasprit Bumrah or a Hardik Pandya. You can't force a franchisee to make tackier pitches during the IPL. It has to come during the bilateral series where you prepare challenging wickets and not put the blame entirely on the IPL. Yes, impact there is an issue. Yes, there are certain issues like the shorter boundary dimensions which we discussed, but you cannot change the dimensions of the ground, which stadiums which are already there now. So you can't really put the entire blame on the IPL, saying that IPL is ruining our cricket ecosystem by producing these flat tech. State associations and the franchises have every right to do whatever they want. They prepare their squad during the auction, thinking about, yes, we will be making 250 kind of a tracks. When things don't fall into place, we have seen KKR, we have seen CSK making slower pitches to suit their spinners as well.
Totally agree, Shubha. IPL. See, to start with, IPL is pure commerce, and
Hmm.
IPL is Indian cricket's most lucrative product. It it is Indian cricket's cash cow. So why will it change? It will not change. It will not change because sticking to that template, Indian cricket has been earning billions. So
If
why will
England is
they
not
change?
winning the FIFA World Cup, Premier League won't change its rules and regulations for the
Abs-
homegrown players.
Absolutely, absolutely, totally. Why should IPL change? IPL has no, IPL has no compulsion to change because it is earning in billions, sticking to a fixed template, and that will continue. Totally agree that you will have to do those experiments in domestic cricket in Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, in Vijay Hazare Trophy, and in bilateral series. That is domestic cricket is your breeding ground. That toughens you up as a player. You get toughened up not by bowling 4 overs in the IPL, but playing season after season in domestic cricket. So domestic cricket, and once again I totally agree with you. Bilateral series, and look, the next World Cup is T20 World Cup is in Australia and New Zealand.
Australian.
Australia and New Zealand. And the LA Olympics also, you never know. Maybe there would be drop in pitches or whatever. You never know how it will behave. India will not be getting home conditions. If you look at this Indian team across formats, I'm leaving aside 50 over. Test cricket, there is a decline in the quality of batsmanship. It is evident in Test cricket. In T20 also, certain things get brushed under the carpet in home conditions where paper tigers can become tigers, but international away from home on the road, and Rand and Ashkat has said this, our record is not good away on the road, and that exposes you. And I think they will do it. You need to have either Shubman Gill or KL Rahul, or maybe both, in this T20 setup. KL Rahul scored at 174 strike rate this IPL. He has changed his game. It is not that KL Rahul of the past who has been grafting and scoring at a strike rate of 130. Last IPL he scored at a 174 strike rate. I know the selectors still feel that in Australia and New Zealand at the World Cup, they will need a Virat Kohli style of anchor in this batting lineup. And who could that be? Either Shubman Gill or KL Rahul, or maybe both. Because if you look at quality of batsmanship across formats, Shubman Gill and KL Rahul are far ahead than this group. Surya could do that in his prime. Surya could do that. I'm not talking about Surya in decline, but Surya in his prime, the way he, because of his range, the way he used to pace his game, the way he used to target his bowler, Virat Kohli still does that. He is still India's best batsman, although he doesn't play T20Is. He's still India's best batsman in white ball cricket. Virat Kohli, and we had that evidence at the IPL final itself when the players who were in form, they were finding it difficult. It was Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli's innings kept Royal Challengers Bangalore the title. So these are the certain things, and IPL will not change. IPL doesn't have any compulsion to change. Why will it? When I, when I have my most lucrative product acting as a working as a acting as a cash cow for my cricket, and you have to take into account of the fact that without IPL, Indian cricket barely survives because 70% of the revenue goes to state association. 70% of the IPL revenue goes to state association, and all this grassroots development and everything, IPL contributes to that. IPL is the chief contributor to that. IPL will not change. You have to go back to domestic cricket. You have to do experiments in bilateral cricket.
Very true. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this show. Thank you so much for watching. Rohit and Amit will continue to give you the coverage from the men's T20I then and the ODI practice as well. There's a super chat as well. Bhupendra Shinde says, "Is Munaf Patel right about NC and domestic? It's sorrowful. If we have flat pitch, then our bowlers should be skillful. But without Bumrah, we are club." Uh, Bharat, you want to say anything? Munaf Patel was saying that there are no 150 plus bowlers at the NCA, etc. etc. on these lines.
Oh, it's wrong. It's definitely wrong. India have good fast bowlers coming through. They just, I
I
think they.
mentioned Mayank Yadav, Umran Malik, and Ashok
Yeah.
Sharma, the three
First of
names.
all, I don't think Umran Malik is at that level because he's not getting the ball to move around. If you don't have the gears, if you don't get the ball to move around for a skiddy fast bowler, then I don't think he's going to really succeed. At some point of time, for his style of bowling, he has to get the ball to move around. Currently, it is coming gun barrel straight. That isn't working. Even Krishna Kumar, his coach at Jammu and Kashmir, said that he has to get the ball to move around. But India have good fast bowlers. It's not just about 150 kilometers per hour. India have some really good tall fast bowlers. You know about Gurnur. Even if you leave aside those bowlers who are around 30, Gurnur Barar, Ashok Sharma, Mayank Yadav, all these are well over 6 feet. A lot of over 6 feet bowlers are coming through. That is not something that we have seen. In at least in my lifetime, I'm not seen. I don't think even before that we have seen so many 6 feet 2, 6 feet 5 inch bowlers coming through the ranks. So India have good fast bowlers, but there's one problem with the Indian system. I don't know what exactly is the reason because Indian fast bowlers take more time to mature. I don't know why exactly it is. I can only think of two pace bowlers who showed that kind of maturity very early in their careers. That is one is Kapil Dev. Other one is I think it's Jasprit Tumra. Other than that, even if you think about Javgal Srinath, Zahir Khan, Mohammad Shami, very good bowlers, but they took their own time to really get it right. It's something that is there with the Indian system. So I think the onus is also on center of excellence in terms of their strength and conditioning, in terms of trying to improve their fast bowling mindset. I think that is something that's very important with Indian fast bowlers. Only now at the age of 30, I'm seeing Prasidh having that kind of little bit of mindset in test cricket. You also saw that in Bulanpur. At 25, he didn't have that. So a lot of these inexperienced Indian fast bowlers take more time to mature. I think that is very important. Other than that, strength and conditioning, and then finally workload management. But India have good fast bowlers. Even if you look at someone like Karthik Tyagi, some of them don't play first class cricket. That's a problem. Someone like Karthik Tyagi, don't think he plays first class cricket, but there is talent. Right? Different style of talent because India generally produce skiddier, swing bowlers, seam bowlers. Suddenly they're producing 6 feet 2, 6 feet 3 inch, 6 feet 4 inch tall fast bowlers. They just need the right kind of guidance, especially in terms of their fast bowling mindset, because for some reason Indian fast bowlers take more time to mature.
Let's see what happens to the Indian fast bowling department and the future as whole. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back with more coverage from England, whether it's the men's matches or the women's test match that is going on currently. So stay tuned to Rev Sports and thank you for watching once again.